This podcast is brought to you by Rebecca Castles of the Rising Dawn series. Do you like violence? Do you like smut? Are you tired of the stereotypical novels of werewolf romance out there and want something a little bit different? Then pick up Sparked Revolution, Book 1 in the Rising Dawn series by Rebecca Castles. Available on Amazon, in Kindle, and paperback. You too can become a sponsor of Stories, the True and the Fictional by heading on over to buymeacoffee.com/STTATF or follow the link in the show notes. Hello guys and welcome to a very exciting episode of Stories, the True and the Fictional. This is our 100th interview. I'm not saying it's our 100th guest because we've had a lot of returns.
Yeah.
People coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is our 100th, so we've got something excited planned. We won't tell you what until, we get going. But as always, I am one of your hosts, Jay O'Brien. With me always is our resident reader, Ryan. How are we going, Ryan?
Mm-hmm. Oh, living the dream, mate. Living the dream. So,
yes.
Yeah, just feeling good. Can't believe it's been 100 interviews, and it's been quite a journey.
Yes.
So I'm very, very happy to be a part of it.
A lot of reading material coming out of it.
Yes, a lot of reading material. Definitely a lot of reading material for me, and I've been very grateful to have been able to read all the amazing books from the amazing authors that we have had on.
Yeah, it's great. I'll do this first before I forget, guys. We have merch if you want to buy some merch. Ryan's Living the Dream shirt. My shirt is, where's the camera? Read indie, because indie books rock, right? Yeah, and we have sponsors, so check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. They have some awesome books out. Something for everyone. We've got urban fantasy from Martin Kearns, a little bit of horror as well, and then we've got our paranormal romance from Rebecca Castles. So check them out, especially if you like werewolves modelled off Henry Cavill from Rebecca Castles, because who doesn't like a little bit of Henry Cavill? Cool. Well, let's bring in our 100th interviewee.
Sadly, it's not Henry Cavill.
It is none other than Nicholas W Fuller. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm very flattered to be the 100th interview, but not 100th guest. But congratulations, you two. That's quite the milestone. Well done.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very, very much.
People keep coming back for some reason. People keep coming to us.
I know. I don't understand that. I don't understand why people think we're so awesome and that we still have a show after so many years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we like to do things a little bit differently. That's the appeal.
Yeah.
I'm closing in on a similar milestone, and I am similarly perplexed.
Well, it's almost like people like books, and people like
what
writing them, and the people that like writing them like talking about them.
What? Well, I mean, sometimes they like talking about them. Sometimes they're like,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, if you're like me, the back blurb is a nightmare.
Yeah.
Just...
Yeah. Someone's like, "Oh, you wrote a book? What's it about?" And you're like, it's about 100,000 words long. I mean, what do you want me to say? Read the thing, right?
Read and find out. Read and find out.
I have noticed over the course of doing all these interviews, people are either really, really good at explaining the synopsis and what their book's about, or really bad.
Yeah.
So I have had, we have had the privilege of going, oh, so tell us about what the book's about. They're like, oh, blah 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 blah, and it's just perfect. And then, tell us what the book's about. It's got words and stuff and that's not to say that they're not good at doing that. It's just kind of hard to sell yourself.
It's tough.
Sometimes.
It's tough. Yeah. It's definitely a skill on its own. Yeah, writing that back blurb in particular. Yeah. I've enlisted help before,
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's it. Well, before we get too excited, the question we always forget to ask is, who is Nicholas W. Fuller?
Me.
Yeah,
It's
you.
me.
It's you.
Well, yeah, hello everyone. I'm Nicholas W. Fuller. I'm very grateful to be a guest again. I am a writer. See, I have a book to hold up,
Oh, we
huh?
can't see it. We
It's
can't see
blurred.
it because it's all blurred
Oh,
out.
there you
There
go.
we go.
Up,
There we
there you
go.
go. There we, yeah. Who wants to see my face? See the book. See the book. Yeah. This is my proof copy, so it's got that little not for sale, but I'm working like
Yeah.
the print is going to be available real soon. There we go.
Awesome.
Now we can see the. But yeah, so I am a writer. I've got that book. I'm also serializing that is a prelude novella to a series. The
Yep.
first book in the series I am serializing on Patreon. I'm going to be putting it on Royal Road in the future. And I also for like a couple years have been doing author interviews on my YouTube channel and a few other videos. And yeah, that's kind of the nutshell of why I'm here, I think, you know.
Excellent. Yes, I highly
Now,
recommend your YouTube channel for those playing at home who haven't seen it. There's so many out there, man. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're all
Yeah.
good. They're all good.
Yeah.
yeah. So, what are you wasting your time watching our YouTube channel for? Go and have a look at Nicholas's YouTube channel. I'm sure it's much better than ours.
Mm. Better questions, more professional.
Uh, uh,
Yeah,
I mean, I try, but
that's right. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. All right, let's dive right into these mandatory icebreaker questions we like to ask all our guests to
Mhm.
get to know them. You know, because we say this all the time, but 9 times out of 10, if we get to know you, then we'll want to buy your books because you're a cool
Yeah.
guy. It's better. It works well for those that um aren't good at describing what their book's about. You know, it's like
Yep.
if you like me, here's my book. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
I like that approach.
Ryan, do you want to take it off? Take it away.
No, it's actually your turn
Is it
to
my
kick
turn?
it off, my
I can
friend.
never I can never remember because we like to alternate because there's only five questions. Um,
Yeah, and it's weird because I have a hopeless memory, and you seem to always forget.
yeah. Cool. Well, we record that many interviews. Forgive me.
Yeah, true. Well,
Yeah.
100.
Yes. That's it. All right. So I'm going to set the world for you. We live in a world that is, pretty chill. You know, there's no more wars. There's no more like basically the Miss Universe contest happened. A genie walked in and answered all their wishes, which was, world peace, get rid of poverty, get rid of all
Oh,
this
wow.
stuff. So but
Okay.
it's not
Okay.
it's
Okay.
not perfect yet. It's not perfect yet. There's still a little tweaking. So we're coming to you for your pet peeves, the things that drive you up the wall. So with that in mind, if you could get rid of one thing in the world, what would it be?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. The world's already perfect. All right. So yeah, I can get rid of.
Perfect-ish. Perfect-ish.
Right. Right. I'm gonna get rid of olives. I hate them. They don't need to be around. They don't. Every time they're on my pizza, they ruin the pizza. I have to pick them all. Like, I mean, who
Mm,
wants that? It's
yeah.
an overwhelming flavor. My wife and my daughter like them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry
Nope.
to you two. Everyone else that wants, we can keep olive oil. Olive oil is good to cook with, but like olives, the little black
Yep.
cocktail olives, forget them. They're gone.
Yep.
I don't need them. I don't want them.
Yep.
The world is a better place for me now.
Excellent.
Yeah. I
That's-
think you're the second guest
Yep.
that we've had that has said that.
Yep.
So yeah, it seems to be getting up there in terms of popular answer.
Yeah. Second
Yeah.
to mosquitoes,
Oh, mesquite. That's wise.
Yeah.
That's very wise.
That's the
Actually, that
that's the latest popular one.
I think I just assumed mosquitoes were already gone with the
Yeah.
world peace and everything.
Yeah.
Like, they just figured like they would have
Yeah.
gone in the genocides,
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah, well,
Um,
if we start getting them every single episode, then we may have to join. Okay, they're
Yeah,
gotten
yeah.
rid of that. It's done. We keep
Right,
hearing that too
right.
much.
Yeah, you're like, can't pick mosquitoes, can't pick olives. What else?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's
Do
it.
you remember who else said olives? I'm curious now.
He was SJ Gibson. He was a guy
Okay.
from Spain, so it was even funnier for him because his whole family they love Spain.
They love olive. Yeah.
Like he's just like he'd put. I think they're really popular in Spain apparently.
The first, well, you said that there was someone else, and the first that popped to my mind was Joao Silva. But I think that his thing is raisins. He was like, no,
Mm,
raisins are an abomination.
yeah.
I was like, okay, all right.
Well, they are just grapes that have been left out in the sun too long, aren't they? You know?
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They are forgotten, abandoned grapes that,
Mm,
someone decided to salvage, and they also were mistaken.
yeah.
Raisins could probably go the way of olives and
Mm,
mosquitoes. Yeah.
yeah.
See,
Excellent.
that's another one of my weird things. I love grapes, absolutely love grapes, could eat them for
Hmm.
days. Don't
Hmm.
like raisins,
No.
No.
Yeah.
even though they're the same thing.
They're not though. They're not. I mean, like, I get you that it came from the same thing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah.
like, I mean, they're not the same.
Well
That's all I'm
then,
gonna say.
well then, I don't like wine either, so
Yes.
that kind of makes sense. And wine comes from grapes, so
Yes.
Yep.
you
Yep.
know, possibly that's why. But then I'm the same. I hate bananas, but love banana milk, banana ice cream, banana everything else. But I just don't like bananas.
Wait a minute. What is banana milk?
I like flavored milk, like your strawberry milk, like a banana milkshake.
Okay.
You
All
don't
right.
have that over there?
Interesting. Not like that. I mean, I could get a banana milkshake, but like a straw, like chocolate milk is pretty common,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, like chocolate milk you can get, especially if it's like a place that's serving milk for kids. If you can get
Yeah.
milk, you can get chocolate milk.
Yeah.
Strawberry milk, also pretty common. Banana milk, no.
No. No.
Wow.
Like a
Okay. Yeah.
banana milkshake, I could get. Yeah.
Well, we have a company called Oak over here, and they do
Mhm.
a lot of different flavored milks. So they come out with, like they'll do a flavor of the month, like a certain brand of chocolate, like a Cadbury's Rolo flavored milk or something like that. But they do have a banana milk that is
Wow.
part of their regular
Mm.
kind
Catalog.
of milk. Yeah, regular
I mean,
catalog. That's it.
I
So
respect
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's quite nice. It pretty much tastes like a banana paddle pop, just in milk format.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
there you go. You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do find it fascinating that, like, as similar as we are, there's things that, like, and of course, like, everyone I know that's in the United States is like, anyone in Australia, they're like, oh, but everything there wants to kill you. And then, like, Aussies are like, oh, but anywhere in the US, you're going to get shot. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah,
not either one of those things. It's like, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I feel like people say every animal over here wants to kill you, and then
Yeah.
other people say about the US, every person over in the US wants to kill you. So I
Right,
know that's
right,
not a. We have a lot of friends over in the US, so I know
right.
for a fact that not every single person wants to kill me. A
No,
lot,
it's like
but not
every
everyone.
third. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
We're on the same wavelength there. Perfect. Um, all right. So the next question on our icebreaker questions is, what is something that is on your bucket list?
That's an easy one. It's definitely travel more. I think
Okay.
uh I remember when I was like dating my wife that like one of the questions that we were having for each other was like, where would you love to travel? And I was like, the list of places I would not go is much like more manageable than the list of places that I want to go, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a few that are like obvious no's, like North Korea doesn't seem too inviting, you know what I
Mm.
mean? But other than that, like, I mean, I want to go everywhere. I especially would love to go to like Rome and Italy and spend just a lot of time there eating way too much like pizza and pasta and seeing all of
Mm.
like the history. But
Yep.
Yeah.
really, I mean, Australia would be fantastic. More of like Europe, South America, Africa, Asia, all of them. I'll tell you, one of the North Korea, another place. Some people I know are like, oh, Antarctica sounds interesting. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I could be cold anywhere. I don't need to go to Antarctica to be cold. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
No, I get that.
people just saying just they go there just to say they've been there. There's probably a lot of people like that.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that's a reason. That's not a reason to travel. Like I
No.
see a lot of people who were just like, "Oh, I just want to go. I want to go here." And I was like, "Okay, why? What do you want to see? Like, what do you want to experience?" and then they don't have an answer for that
No.
because they just want to go there to say that I've been to Rome or something like that, or
Yeah.
I've been to here.
Yeah.
And I was like,
right.
that's not a reason to travel. Like, why do you want to go there?
Mm.
And they can't answer that question. So,
Yeah.
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 Right.
All right.
I feel like Rome has a little bit more to see than
Oh,
Antarctica.
yeah.
You know,
There's a lot of history there, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Antarctica is just a lot of ice and penguins and
Yeah.
polar bears.
Right. Right.
I would
Right.
say I'd want to go to Antarctica to see the penguins and the polar bears because I love animals. So that's
I
a
mean,
legitimate reason to go to Antarctica for me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go to Antarctica just to take a selfie of me being in Antarctica.
Yeah.
Like all
the
those.
selfie has to include penguins. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
See, that's if anyone ever asks me what what would be the one thing that I would get rid of as per question one, I would say influencers. All of them.
Influences.
Get them all off this planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
world would be a much better place. The internet would definitely be a much better place.
Mm.
But yeah, that's just me personally because I was like, I don't need to go somewhere just to take a photo. Because literally, there are some influencers who will literally just go to somewhere, take a photo, and then fly home. They're that rich
Yeah.
that they just need that perfect selfie.
Yep.
And yeah.
I mean, I hear you, but does that mean we have to get rid of like every booktuber or bookstagrammer? Because I feel like, some of them are
No, no,
cool.
no. Influencer, as in,
Okay. All right.
the traditional hot people that go out and just take photos in swimsuits and just attribute nothing to society.
What it like, maybe Ryan, we should just like we should just become the thing we hate. What if we go out together in our swimsuits? What do you think? And like take
Hmm.
pictures, Ryan? Huh?
Yeah, look, that wouldn't
Huh?
make me an influencer because no one wants to see me out there in a swimsuit. So yeah, I'm down. I'm down for sure.
Yeah? All right. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
But
We gotta
yeah, no,
make
I
this
can't.
happen somehow.
I like the only thing that influence, like I say, what the influencers contribute to the ocean when they're out there taking selfies in the ocean. And the only thing I like to say is plastic, because most of their bodies are made of plastic, and that is what they contribute to the ocean is plastic. But yes, I'm sure some of them are very nice people, but just the ones that I've seen are not. So.
Yeah. 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 Really thought you were gonna say piss, but okay, plastic.
Well, that can also be arranged.
Maybe it's piss and plastic. We'll
Yeah.
never know. We'll never know. Yeah.
Wouldn't it? You never know. Sign up to our YouTube channel for become a subscriber to some stories, True and the Fictional, to find out if it's piss or plastic.
There you go.
That's the way to pitch. I love it, Ryan. Well done. Well done.
All right. All right. Okay. Next one's got a little bit of a visual element just to get you in the mood,
Yeah.
into the scene. We want to know
Uh-huh.
what your Mount Rushmore of TV shows would be. So 4 shows that stand out to you personally that if someone came along and said we're making a monument for the TV shows of the world, what would you put up there?
I like it. All right. I know that I actually may have like tipped you off to my floor, and actually upon further reflection I may be making an adjustment. So I just want to
Okay.
let you know that now. But all right. So the first one, we're gonna go with like a more serious one to start with. It's the show The West Wing. That
Mhm.
was
Okay. Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin, right? Beautiful writing, excellent cast. Made the walk and talk famous. Just I. It's also, I think, I view it as an aspirational portrayal of what, to me, like what America could be at its very best. I mean, obviously it's fiction, but like, it's a nice idea anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's one. Another one. Uh, okay. Um, the TV show Scrubs.
Yes. That's on
And
mine.
you've
That's
just
on
won
mine.
Jamie over.
Yep.
Nice. Yeah. That one, I mean, it's fun, of course. The eagle, right? But
Yep.
right. But also my wife like turned me onto that show, and I watched all of it with my wife, so like it gets a little extra points for that,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
Uh, Frick on a stick.
Yeah,
So many good
it's so
lines,
good. Yep.
right? The next one is I'm gonna go with Babylon 5, which
Okay.
Yeah. We've had that
I
before.
was watching. Yeah, right. I was watching a previous episode with Mike Moman from Bald and Balding, and I think he picked the same one. Yep.
Yep.
That one, I think, like this gets credit because I think it was one of the first TV shows that were a saga that was doing like a very long story where it wasn't just like, Monster of the Week. It was there's a long continuous story, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
so I gotta give it respect. Been watching that with my wife lately, and that's been fun. Um, and the last one, I was gonna say, the kids show Bluey with Bluey the dog.
Yeah.
And I was here, like, I watched so much of that with my daughter, and I think it's actually fantastic. It's very well done. But no, that gets an honorable mention. What I'm actually gonna say, even though it had a terrible ending, we're gonna give it to Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Okay.
Feel like Game of Thrones deserves that spot on Mount Rushmore. We'll let the end. We'll forget that the last season exists, but like there were so many moments. I remember, like, I did not know what to expect with that show at all. Like, I knew, okay, cool, HBO fantasy, we're doing this, and I was watching that first season, and at that, like, as it was airing, I was playing like board games with some friends every like once a week on Friday nights.
Yeah.
And it became like, instead of the board game, it became like a watch party for Game of Thrones eventually, um so that we would watch it, and like, you kind of think like what's going to happen. You're like, okay, Eddard's going to be the hero, and then Eddard loses his head, and you're like, okay, this is going a different place. And then at the end of season 1, when Daenerys, like, the end of it, she comes out of the fire and she's got the eggs and they've turned into the baby dragons. I was like, there's gonna be dragons. This is amazing. I was so stoked for that. So that's going on my
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore too.
Excellent.
Yeah, my dad just recently, he loves that show as well. He recently just got, we just got, in the last I think maybe 4 months, we just got HBO Max over here in Australia. And my
Nice.
dad got a free trial with that. Well, he gets it free with his what you guys would call cable subscription. And he's just recently done another watch through, and he agrees. He loves seasons 1 through 7, and then
Yeah.
season 8 is just like you can tell
Season
it's
what?
such a
There's season what?
yeah,
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a rush job to finish, and we want to ram as much into this as we can, as possible, and
Yeah.
yeah, so he can definitely attest to he's on board with the whole, let's just get rid of the last season.
If you guys were George R. R. Martin, and that had been your concept for the ending, because apparently that was his concept and he communicated that to the producers, but you've seen the way it's been received, would you at this point be like, no, I'm going to stick to my guns and I'm going to just like execute it better and it's going to be good? Or would you be like, maybe we'll just rethink it all? What would you do?
I don't know.
Um,
Just wait.
I probably
I,
be fine. I'm very, very stubborn. I would probably stick to my guns, but that's just who I am as a person. I'm very stubborn.
Respect.
Like I'm not. I hate hypocritical people, and for me to not be seen as hypocritical, yeah, no, I'd stick to my guns.
what I would do is I'd hold
Mhm.
it off as long as possible and then die, and then Brandon Sanderson can finish it. uh, sorry.
I mean, that's
Had
an
to say it.
option, maybe.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. All right, I'm happy with those. Those are all good shows.
Okay. Yeah,
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 yeah.
definitely.
Especially Scrubs. I'm a
Yeah.
Scrubs tragic, but like Game of Thrones, I ignore the ninth season.
Yeah, right. Same. Same. Right. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Well, good.
why
I'm glad that my Mount Rushmore doesn't get me booted now. You know?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Well, I have been known to be very critical of people's
Yeah.
Mount Rushmores, and I uh, I can get on board with that. I think you've done very well at your Mount Rushmore. I think you should be proud of yourself.
Hmm.
I think
Well,
your parents raised a good person, and
I, I like
with
the cut of your jib, sir. Yeah. Right.
yeah, exactly. So
Right.
I can definitely agree with that. Jamie introduced me to Scrubs. I was a latecomer to Scrubs. Um, and yeah, which meant I got to watch the whole thing once it was finished.
Yeah.
That's always good. I always like coming into a TV show when, when it's finished, so I don't have to do the whole waiting a week for an episode. And then, back in the, because we're old enough to know if you're busy on a certain night when an episode's out, you can't watch it again until they put it back on repeats.
Mm.
Well,
Now
yeah,
we
yeah,
live
yeah.
in a world where you can just get everything anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I'm glad I got to watch it all in one hit. And then I came across I think it was in one of our like our secondhand stores over here. I got the whole box set of all seasons on DVDs for like $25. So I was very happy about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So
I like
I now own it.
I hear you and I respect it, but I also respectfully disagree. Like I really
Okay.
do enjoy like when the show is out one episode like a week
Mm.
and like I watched The Mandalorian with my wife while Disney Plus was
Yep.
putting it out like one episode a
Yep.
week and I'm like, okay, we can sit down and we can watch it and then we
Yeah.
can kind of like think and be like, wait, what happened last time? And like, discuss and it's
Yeah.
not like we're just sitting there all day trying to binge it or
Yeah.
the other show, another show that we like is I don't know if you guys have it there, but it's on Hulu. It's called Only Murders in the Building. It has Steve Martin and Martin
Yeah,
Short.
yeah. It's on our Disney Plus out here.
There you go. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, again, another show where like they'll put out an episode a week,
Yeah.
but because it's like a murder mystery, you're like, wait, who's who? You have
Yeah.
like time to think
Yeah.
about like
Yeah.
what. Yeah, I think that's a fun way to deliver the story, but I don't know.
Oh, I get it. Like
Yeah.
there's shows that
Yeah,
me and my wife we have two ways of watching it. Like there's certain shows where we're like, okay, you know what? I know it's coming out every week, but we have to wait until the season's finished so we can watch the whole season together. And then there's
yeah,
certain shows that we just absolutely love that we
yeah.
have to watch on the night they come out
Yeah.
every week. So,
Right.
like for example, me and my wife are massive fans of Dexter, and the new Dexter show,
Oh.
Dexter Resurrection, comes out here on a Friday night and we've been watching. That's only up to episode 9, so I think we're like one episode away from the season finale, and we've been watching that every week because I'm just
Yeah.
like I cannot. It's so good that we
Yeah.
cannot wait like the 10 weeks to watch it all in one hit. But
Yeah.
there are some shows where we'll be like, okay, you know what? We really enjoy this show, but we really enjoy watching this as a block,
Yeah.
Yeah.
being able to sit down on a Sunday and just watch like 5 or 6 episodes,
Yeah.
and just relax. So I can definitely see it from both
Yeah.
perspectives because,
Hmm.
like I said, there are definitely. I'm a massive Law and Order fan, so when Law and Order comes out, I watch that every week without fail. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
comes
Yeah.
out here, I think on a Thursday or something, and I'll be streaming the 3 Law and Order shows like for 3 hours on a Thursday night because I have to watch them as soon as they're
Hmm.
available.
Mm.
But then for me, there's other shows where I'm like, okay, look, I can wait
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
the whole season's out. So I get it. I get it. It works both ways.
I like
Right.
I like what Prime does. Like, I mean, Prime's just dropped the Terminal List, the
Yeah,
prequel
yeah,
to
the
that,
new one.
and
Yeah,
it gave
yeah,
three episodes,
yeah.
and then the rest are going to be by week. So you can binge to get and then
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like waiting. It's because you can get sick of a show if you keep binging it.
Right.
No?
Right.
Look,
No, I'm
you definitely can. You definitely can.
yeah.
And last year, I was in hospital for about 10 months last year. And how I got
Holy shit,
around
10
the
months. Oof.
getting sick of a show. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
just look, ongoing issues. But it's all, I'm good now. That's all that matters. I'm 100% better. Um, but how I got around that, obviously, I had a lot of time on my hands. So I used to work 7 days a week. So I was working 5 days a week in my customer service job, and then the weekends I was doing Uber for 8 hours a day. So I barely had time to watch any of my thought up shows. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's catch up on shows. So how I did it was I watched one season of one show, and then I would
Yeah.
have another show that I'd watch a season of, and then I'd go back to the first show, and then just keep watching, because then I'd never
Sure.
get sick of any of the shows. But you are right, Jamie. If I were to watch like 5 seasons of one show in a row, I'd be like, you know what, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
You know,
But
there are ways to get around that.
it it's weird for me though, because look, I watch because I was like you, like I've been between jobs for about 5 months, so I have been binging stuff. But I decided to watch all of Frasier, and that's like 11 seasons, and I binged it, like only thing that I watched, and I loved it all. I loved it all, and I went,
Yeah.
okay, now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do it with Cheers, and I made it like 4 seasons. I'm like, I'm bored. It's
Yeah.
like it's good, but
Yeah.
I'm bored. So I don't know. I mean, I can do it with Scrubs, but
Sure.
I
Sure.
guess there are certain shows that have that spot in your heart, and
yeah,
there's certain shows that also you're gonna like, and
Yeah.
you can watch from start to finish without even trying.
yeah.
I
And
haven't.
Frasier, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead, Nicholas.
No, you've go ahead and finish your. I want to hear what you have to say about Frasier.
Well, I was going to say Frasier is such an intelligent show. You have to pay attention to it. It's not one
Mm.
that you can just have on in the background um, all the time. And two, that's back in the days where we used to get 23, 24 episodes a season. So that's not like it's not like we're living
Yeah.
in the current time where we get like 10 to 13 episodes a season.
Right.
It's
Right.
essentially double that. So it's
Right.
a big commitment too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I was gonna say Cheers. I wonder if part of the reason why it doesn't work so well for binging is because it was obviously like a different time period,
Yeah.
and it was very much made in like that time period prior to
Yeah.
binging, and in
Yeah.
that time period where I feel like sort of people were expecting a little bit more of like recurring ideas in the
Hmm.
episodes versus
Yeah.
changes. But
Mm,
Yeah.
I want to posit a question for you two while we're talking about TV shows. And
Mm.
like, Game of Thrones especially was at a time when TV shows became, and that one was one of them, but also like Sopranos and like Sex and the City, but like some TV shows became major like cultural phenomenons, right? Like
Hmm.
cultural touch points that super penetrated the zeitgeist. And I feel like we haven't I think that we're so distributed now, especially with all the different like streaming platforms, much less like cable and everything else. Like, I'm not sure
mhm.
that we'll see quite that becoming that depth of a cultural touchstone of a single TV show again. What do you think? Agree or disagree?
I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
truth to it. Yeah.
I,
Um, because I think like the last, I mean, like I think at least last sitcom wise, How I
Yeah.
Met Your Mother was probably huge
Mm,
enough.
mm.
Modern Family, but I
mhm.
can't think of any newer ones that are like you're just like, yes.
Yeah. Right, right. Where like everyone watches it, and then
Yeah.
it's the thing that you talk
Mhm.
at the water cooler about. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
no,
think
100%. I agree. I don't think we're ever going to get like with The Sopranos is my favorite TV show of all time, and I found that it wasn't as mainstream as a lot of you like your Friends and your
sure.
Frasier and even West Wing, but I knew enough people when I went to work that would go, oh yeah, I watched The Sopranos last night. Oh yeah, I watched it like that, and it would you would know them that they watched it every week, and you could catch up and go, oh wow, this happened. But we don't live in that era anymore, like
Right,
we live in an era where the majority of TV shows will come out in one big block
right,
now.
mm,
And, or even like you say, Jamie, with Prime, you still get 3 episodes. Because
yeah.
I absolutely love The Boys on Prime, and they do the same. They give you the first 3 episodes, and then week by week for
Yeah.
the rest of the series. Um, And I just don't think we have that level of social connection around the TV
Yeah.
shows anymore.
Yeah.
Kind of a shame because I feel
So,
like part of that was part of what made Game of Thrones so special. You
Yeah.
know,
yep,
being able to,
yep.
yeah. I mean,
Well, yeah.
like everyone reacting to the Red Wedding at the same time,
Mhm.
and all of us being like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that was a part of it, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well, I remember a place that because me and my wife worked at the same company for quite a while, for like 3 or 4 years before I moved on. That was Game of Thrones was that big that they had, when the season premiere of the season for that year started, they would, let us, like, they would have an event in the boardroom where we would all watch it on the projector. We could all go and sit in the boardroom with your workmates and just watch Game of Thrones. And I can't think of any other TV show that I've ever done that for. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So, yeah, we were all, like you said, all watching the Red Wedding at the once. We sit there and we're like, all with, 20 or 30 other people enjoying the social event of
Mm.
watching, the premiere of a show. And yeah, you just don't get that anymore,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I mean, Walking Dead was pretty big for a while too.
mm,
I
mm,
remember going to a free screen, I think it was the season 6 premiere, and they
Mhm.
mhm.
showed it down at the Sydney Opera House. Um,
Oh, wow.
and it was no tickets, just rock up, first come, first serve. And they had actors dressed up like zombies, doing
That's
their
rad.
things as you'd walk in and stuff like that. Um,
That's
and
pretty cool.
the only thing I really remember is that someone brought a small child, and that small child was literally huddled in a corner somewhere.
Oh
Just like,
no.
what are you doing? Like, this is
Yeah.
not the show you don't. And it was on like a big projector screen. It's oh, jeez. Um, but yeah,
Womp womp.
I kind of hope that a show will come along and rekindle it all. But it's hard. It's hard. Um,
I think when COVID hit, streaming really took advantage of that, and that's when we kind of started getting the straight to streaming stuff. Like I know for movies, that's what made things come from movies to streaming so quickly. I mean, look at
Right.
Superman, for example. Like Superman is still showing in the cinemas in my local cinema out here, but yet I can watch it on Google Play or on Prime. I could rent it for $25 and watch it at home. I mean, that was during COVID, we had the whole Black Widow thing where, Black Widow didn't come out in the cinema. It came straight to Disney Plus and you had to pay to watch it or whatever.
yeah,
And, like I think COVID kind of brought out like streaming's full potential, but it
Yeah.
also took away that social aspect of, you know, getting together with your mates and going to the movies and
yeah,
doing all of that, where you could just watch something straight away on your TV at home.
hmm
And essentially, like I think Black Widow, you pay $20 out here, and to be honest with you, to go to the movies, an average movie ticket is $20 out here now. So, I mean, you can not go to the movies, not go out, not risk getting exposed to COVID back then,
Yeah.
and you can watch this brand new movie on your own big screen TV at home, and not have to go out anywhere.
yeah,
And I think when COVID kind of ended, the world never kind of caught back up in relation
yeah,
to that social etiquette.
yeah. All right, why don't you bring in the next question, Ryan?
Oh yeah, we're still doing icebreakers. Sorry, I didn't even think of that. Okay, so speaking of The Walking Dead, Jamie, Nicholas, what is your zombie apocalypse plan?
Yeah. Everyone's got to have a zombie apocalypse plan, huh?
You have
Right.
to. If The
Right.
Walking Dead taught us anything, we have to have a zombie apocalypse plan.
Yep. Yep. When I lived in Central Florida, I remember like explicitly talking about this with the nerd friends that we like watched Game of Thrones with. And our
Hmm.
plan was we were going to get together and immediately go to the city St. Augustine in Florida is the oldest city in the continental United States, and it has a very old fort that the Spanish built there. It's like a
Mhm.
star fort with, you know, stone and whatever. It would definitely be very defensible from zombies, you know? We're like, that's gonna be our place. But I don't live in Central Florida anymore. I live in North Carolina now. But there is a very close to me. There is a I live right by the coast, and there's a barrier island. So there's like a river, and then the barrier island and the ocean. Um, I think that barrier island would be the place. It's a nature preserve. There's no houses there. There's no development. There's no nothing. So I don't have to worry about like someone turning on the island, you know?
Yeah.
And like
Mhm.
I'll just get to the island and I'll be okay because I've never seen a swimming zombie, you know? I think
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Uh, I
Yeah?
believe,
You have
and
swimming zombies?
I'm a horror aficionado, so
Okay.
I haven't seen every horror movie out there, but I'm probably come close. Land of the Dead, which was a sequel to George Romero's Day of the Dead, or Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, technically. Yeah, the zombies, they don't actually swim, but in that movie, they walk into the ocean and they walk along the bottom floor of the ocean and then they come out the other side. So I regret to inform you, Nicholas, that and George R. Romero is the king of zombies. Obviously created the original Dawn of the Dead and spawned many remakes and sequels and prequels and you name it. But yeah, unfortunately, there are zombies that will walk along the bottom of the ocean or the lake or the river to get to you.
My whole plan is ruined. I will just be
I'm
turned. And
sorry.
when I am turned, I'm gonna go hunt you down, Ryan.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yep,
you.
you're
It'll
welcome.
it'll be a very
Well,
long walk.
It
yeah,
will
yeah.
be. It will be. It will be a very long walk, and you know what? I'm in wheels. I'm in a wheelchair, so I can probably outrun you or outroll you, I should say.
Outwheel me.
Outwheel you, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're the super fast zombies from 28 days later, which
Right.
in my case, I will just succumb and make you can feed on me.
Your zombie plan is surrender. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
unless I can get faster than them,
Yeah.
which I feel like I have more chance of getting of outrunning them in my wheelchair than I did before I was in the wheelchair. So,
Yeah.
if as long as I can beat them in a race, if I can't,
Yeah.
I will willingly submit to become as a servant or a meal for a zombie.
There you go.
Be like Shaun of the Dead. You'll just be the
Yeah,
friend that's the zombie in the shed, right? Right?
yeah, I can still play
Very
video
good.
games, so I'm cool with that.
Right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Excellent. All right. Let's bring it home with our last icebreaker question. Are you familiar with the wonderful Bill and Ted?
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Not well. We have to ask now because
Yeah.
not everybody
Well,
knows.
not we get a lot of authors that are a bit younger than us,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
don't go back and do their cinematic history journey like
Mm,
they should. And
Right.
yeah, so we have
All right.
actually had a few people that have not heard of Bill and Ted.
yes,
I've got to double check. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but I'll ask the question. So Bill and
Yep.
Ted arrive outside your house in their phone booth time machine and say, "Whoa, dude! Rufus asked us to give you a free ride in our phone booth time machine. Where do you want to go?"
Right. So I was checking because Brent, I'm going to answer this, but I was when I lived in Central Florida, I used to go to Universal Studios a fair bit. I would have an annual
Mhm.
pass sometimes. They have a Halloween Horror Nights that they do,
Hmm.
and they have a stage there where they would do this Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure every year. It would be,
Awesome.
and it was just like like people playing Bill and Ted doing like a pop culture mashup of the entire year. It was the most beautiful thing. I really good. Anyway. I feel like I would need to tell them, hey guys, let's go like, you know, maybe 2000 years in the future, and I'm gonna just make sure that like humanity's still around and we still made it, and it'll
Yeah.
just give me peace of mind and less anxiety, you know?
Hmm.
And hopefully we did, you know?
Yeah.
Cool.
We have had a few people wanting to do that, like just going to see how far they can actually go before humanity ended.
Right,
Um,
right.
I, I feel like with Bill and Ted, you could probably say to them, "Can you take me to where humanity finally ended?" And then you're just praying as you're watching the year go
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
come on, please make it past
Yeah, yeah.
2000 years, please make it past,
Right,
So
right, 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 right. Yeah. Don't be tomorrow. Don't be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Don't be tomorrow. No. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
20 minutes from now. No.
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh,
Awesome. No,
I'm
well,
sure you guys have answered that question before, but like, I'm curious what has been your favorite answer from like your 100 guests? What's the one that you're like, oh, that was a
oh,
good answer to that
I
one?
really liked Martin Kurt. Well, because this questions changed. Um,
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
because like it got political unintentionally because the original question was Elon Musk creates a time machine. We know how Elon
Mm.
Musk, yeah, so we kind of had to because our idea behind it was like if anyone was going to create it, it probably would be him,
Sure.
you know.
Sure. I mean, there was a
Um,
time when that feels very plausible. Now he'd probably rename it the X Machine,
yeah,
right? Like,
that's it. Yeah, yeah. So then we
yeah.
switched it, but like one of my favorites was from one of our sponsors, Martin Kearns, who said he'd go and steal Elvis's body and then put it in like one of the Egyptian pyramids, like that. So someone would dig up Elvis's body, you know. Um,
Like, it's the king.
yeah, yeah. And that was I like clever stuff like that. That was probably
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
off the top of my head. That's probably my favorite. Um,
That's a pretty fun answer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think if he did that and then someone dug him up, they would call the king the pharaoh at that point? Like, would they
Oh.
change his name? Right?
Matt,
I don't know.
you don't know. You don't know. I think
We're gonna
yeah.
need the time machine to find out.
Yes.
The
I
X
like that.
machine.
I like that. The X
Yeah.
machine, yeah.
The X machine. You've coined a term right now. Okay. You've passed the icebreakers. We can move on to
Yes.
the next part.
Still
Uh,
not booted off. Yes. All right, good.
not yet, not yet. So basically, what we want to know is what's your author origin story? How did it start? How did you get to where you are? Fill us in.
Sure. Like, I feel like authors kind of come in like two groups. It's either like, yes, I've been writing forever, or no, like I just decided to do it on a whim, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
right. I'm more in the sort of been writing forever group. I remember specifically, like in fifth grade, we had a free reading time in my class, and I convinced my teacher to let it be free writing time. And I
Mm.
was writing a science fiction novel with an alien race that was inspired by my neighbor's basset hound dogs.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
See, like I've told this story before, and I hear nice, and I'm like, you have to remember, I was in fifth grade. It was
Yeah.
never going to be good, It was never
Yeah.
gonna.
It's the idea that was good.
Right. Well, thank you. Yeah. Time goes on, of course. For a while, I was interested in making video games, but it turns out like that is a extremely like competitive industry,
Yeah.
where it is very common to sleep under your desk during crunch time and that sort of thing, and that didn't seem very fun. Um, so I wrote a book at one point, but was just kind of figuring things out, and I didn't know anything about the industry really, so that didn't go anywhere. And then the rest of life happened for a while, and got into making websites for work. But really, like, what got me back to it in recent years was, funny enough, my daughter being born. So my I was holding little baby girl because she demanded to be held while she was
Mm.
falling asleep, and with the other hand, I was able to read a lot more on my Kindle and just turn the page with one hand.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so the reading more gave me kind of the writing bug again, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really do this. It's time to really do
Do
this,
this. Yeah.
and that's kind of where I've been at for the last like 4.5 years, since that's how old she is now. Really trying to give it a
Wow.
serious go, and write some stuff that I can be proud of,
Yeah.
um, and really engage with the community this time. When I wrote before, it was a very like isolating
Yeah.
experience that was not very fun all the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no, I want to get on and talk with nerds like this and
Mm.
have a good time thinking about our
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse scenarios and talk about Game of Thrones and like
Mm.
make stories that, my other nerd friends are going to love.
Yeah. So, how long after you got back into writing did you start your YouTube channel, or was that something you did before, or
No, it was not
what's
something I did before. Um, let's see. So I've been doing that like the channel's like 2.5 years
All right,
old.
cool.
So I guess like I was the one of the like at first I started like writing a little bit, and then I got on my local subreddit and I started like a local writing group. I was like,
Hmm.
hey,
Yeah.
what I said was like I've been watching these the Brandon Sanderson lecture videos,
Hmm.
and I was like. I feel like I'm learning some things. This is kind of cool. I'd love to kind of discuss it with some other writers. Is anyone around? And two other people like showed up at a Starbucks coffee shop, and one of them like he was like, cool, this was good, but I only scheduled like half hour today for internet weirdos. So like so we'll have to get, and we started get together every Saturday morning and still get together with that group, which is nice. But then yeah, eventually I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a YouTube channel and talk a little bit about books. And then I discovered I really like doing the interviews because I think it's a very fun way
Yeah.
as I imagine you feel the same way. It's just like a really fun way to kind of connect with people
Yeah.
and the people that
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
talk with from like I've talked with a dude from Portugal and Egypt and a guy that lives
Wow.
in London, but he's Greek and like, not to mention a bunch of Canadians, Americans, Australians, and that I would never meet at the grocery store or at Starbucks, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But like, it's been so cool to
Yeah.
and build friends. I was just at Worldcon a few weeks ago, and to meet in person like Joshua Walker, who
Yeah.
from Australia, that
Yeah.
like I talk with him almost every day, but like then I got to see him and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
it felt like meeting an old friend, not like
Now,
seeing
was
someone
he
for the first
taller
time.
or shorter than you thought? Because that's always a thing, you know. You don't know. You imagine someone being
Right?
different, you know.
He's about the same. He's not very tall. I'll tell you, like Andy Peliquin and Ryan Cahill are giants.
Mm.
They are giants,
Yeah.
but yeah. No, Josh is a normal human size.
Yeah. Just average height. Yeah.
Yeah, because we can never tell how tall people are that we talk to because everyone's always
Yep.
sitting down,
Sitting down. Yeah.
and it's kind
Yep.
of annoying.
Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
So
I don't know.
it's
Yeah,
always
well,
We
good
had
to.
sorry.
we
No,
had
just kidding.
Blake
Just kidding.
Myers on. We had Blake Myers on recently,
Uh-huh.
and he's like 6'5" or 6'4" or something. And
Wow.
Yeah.
I kind of had that vibe, just the way he was sitting, you know. But
Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
yeah, cool.
Yep.
Um, all right. Well, let's get into this book that you've got coming out. I mean, that's why you're here, right? Not just to nerd out. You want to talk book.
I mean, I guess I should. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll bring it up
Yeah.
because
Bam. This guy? This one?
that one there. But
Uh?
I like it better without the little Amazon
Yeah,
bar
yeah.
across the thing. So I'm just gonna do this. Oh, look at
You do it.
that.
There we go. Yeah,
Look at
yeah.
that. So Ryan, do you want
This
to
is
ask
fun.
your question, Ryan?
What is the meaning of life?
No.
No, no. Okay.
42.
No,
42.
the 42. Excellent.
Yeah.
No, no. I being an absolute avid reader, but also I grew up on comic books and I still read them to this day, every night. So I like to talk about the cover art because to me, like, yes, getting to know you is awesome, and it will also, 9 times out of 10 make me buy the book. But when I'm actually in a bookshop, I can't just have a chat to you. So I go by the cover. Now, did you tell me about this cover? How did the design come about? Is it something you designed yourself, or did you outsource it to someone else, or how did that all come about?
Buddy, I wish I had any kind of like visual artistic talent. That to me, that's like magic in the real world. I'm like, wait, I can just tell you like what I think it might, and you can actually do that? Like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. So the art was a guy named Robert Trottia that a lot of my friends had used, and I was like, I'm gonna go talk to him and get a piece done. The scene is so the story takes place on this. It's like a science fantasy story. And it takes place on this planet Sorrento, and kind of early on in the book Shattered, the main character Poe, who is he's a member of the Sorrento Senate Royal Guardians. He's it's like a little bit of military, but like Secret Service. He's like a
Yeah.
bodyguard, right? So he's there with his ward and he's waiting for someone to come down in a spaceship, and then they start doing like a tour through the capital of Sorrento on a gondola. And so this scene is like kind of that gondola being dragged by a space fighter down in between those giant statues as part of that tour. Um,
Mhm.
so I kind of described this scene to Robert Trotti, and he came up with that. And yeah, I was pretty quite happy with how it all came together and being able to have this visual of everything happening in like
Mhm.
chapter 2 and 3 of the book. It's pretty cool. And I was trying to also, like, I've heard from a number of people that like they kind of get Lord of the Ring vibes, and I'm like, yes, perfect, because I was
That's
trying
what
to
you
get
want.
like, right, I was invoking like that iconic movie poster from Fellowship of the Rings where it was the
Mm.
two,
Yeah.
the right. I wanted to kind of reminisce about that, but also make it feel like unique in its own. And I think that we got there.
No, definitely. Like I was definitely getting Lord of the Rings vibes, but
Yeah.
in the same, in the same sentence, I was like, well, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings, but
Yeah.
it's
Right.
not really. It's got, it's obviously its own take on it as well. So
Right.
yeah, no, I definitely think it would definitely pique my interest if I saw it in a bookshop and thought, oh, okay, tell me more.
Mm.
Right. Right. I do want to shout out also Jeff Brown.
Mm.
So Robert did the art, and then I was kind of playing with like the text, the typography, and it was okay, but it wasn't perfect. But I was I had wanted to work with Jeff Brown on another cover, actually the first cover that I'm going to do for the first full length novel. Um, and I was talking to him about like getting that set up and scheduled, and I was like, "Well, listen, I'm gonna do this other cover for this other thing, but I don't want you to think that I don't want to work with
Mm.
you. I definitely still do." And he was like, "Cool, can I take a crack at the typography?" And I said, "Why would I say no, dude?
No.
You're
Yeah.
amazing. Of course you can." And he threw out my junk and made it that amazing like
Yeah.
typography there, and like it just like I wish I could show it to you like the previous one, but I won't
Mm.
like, burn your eyes with it. But like just the way that it just made it so amazing with the way that he wrote Shattered there with it kind of like a little bit of
Yeah.
um a little bit of transparency and everything. It's just it took it to another level for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, from memory, did he do Josh Walker's book too?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
Brown did
That's
Josh Walker's.
that's
Yep.
that's the name. That's where I recognize it from. Yeah, brilliant artist.
Yeah. He's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because yeah, Josh Walker's cover inspired my cover. I stole his
Oh,
idea.
nice.
I was just like,
Nice, nice.
I'm going to use that. Uh,
Yeah,
which
there
I
you go.
which is what I love about this indie community is because everyone's influencing everyone. And
Yeah.
we're just
Yeah,
awesome.
and we're I love it that not only are we like influencing each other, but we're supporting each other,
Yes.
especially in this
Yeah.
SFF space with like it's very encouraging and everyone just wants more cool stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also Josh and Jeff are very fun to party with and found that out at Worldcon, so that was a good time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. It looks fun. Um, looks super fun. Um, so let's ask the next question. What inspired Shattered? What inspired it?
Yeah. So Shattered actually I started initially Shattered as a prelude novella, and it's like
Mhm.
chronologically it's the first in a series, a
Yep.
series of full length novels that plan to be a trilogy, right?
Yep.
Um Shattered was not the first story that I started writing. I started writing like full length novel one. And I call the whole series the Sanguine Stars series. Um so I started writing that, and I kind of liked that as an entry point. But I and whenever I get to the messy middle of a book, then I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, that's the hard part for writing for me. Like the beginning's exciting, the end's kind of exciting. The messy middle is like, how do I get
Uh,
from there to here?
yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So Shattered kind of came about it like, I needed a little bit of a change of pace and whatnot. But it was I had all this backstory in mind, and it was kind of being alluded to in that first Sanguine Stars full length novel that I'm serializing now on Patreon, and you can check it out. But but I wanted to go ahead. I figured I'd go ahead and start writing it and putting it together. So the series overall, like some of the inspirations, there's like progression fantasy elements. There's a touch of like humor, like Dungeon Crawler Carl a little bit. I like to say that like my inspiration for the series overall is that it's like progression fantasy that I like from the Cradle series with like a little bit of like the humor from Dungeon Crawler Carl and like kind of
Hmm.
the setting and the vibes of the Mandalorian and put them all in a sexy room and turn on Marvin Gaye and like out comes the baby and like that's what I want from Sanguine Stars, you know? That's what I'm hoping
Yeah.
for. Um Shattered is a little bit of a different vibe because like it's all happening before like the progression fantasy stuff
Yeah.
hits. You know, it's kind of telling the story of like how the main character got in a position where he can start kind of having this journey of increasing power.
Mm.
Um and yeah, so it's got a little bit of political intrigue, a little bit of that humor because certainly like the main character has like a little bit of sass, I would say. But a lot of action, especially in the later chapters, and you know, a lot of fun. A lot of the reviews that I've been getting so far, people are digging with the story. You know.
That's awesome.
So who would you say was some of your inspirations in writing as you know, when you first began your writing journey?
Mm, mm, mm.
All
Well,
of
I
them.
mean, I'm just thinking about like you know how which like first began. You know what I mean? Because I feel like there
Yeah.
were like a couple like starts at different point. I would say that I love one of my favorite books for a long time was The Name of the Wind, but that actually kind of like stopped me from writing for a bit because I
Oh,
was like I could never write
never.
like name it like
Yeah.
that, you know. And I can't, and that's fine. I you know Patrick Rothfuss likes like Patrick Rothfuss, Nicholas W Fuller will write like Nicholas W Fuller, you know. Um, um, but that was a big one. I love, again, not someone that like I write stories exactly like, but Andy Weir is one of my favorite authors right now.
Mm.
But Matt Dinniman with Dungeon Crawler Carl is one that I'd say like I would love to emulate a little bit. Like the way that he, I remember specifically this series. By the time I got to book 5, he was pulling tears out of me, and I'm like, how the fuck, Matt? How did you do that? When you started with like turf wars with drug gang fights between goblins and lava spitting llamas, you know? Like how are we now at the point where like you've gotten me enough character depth that like
Mm.
I'm shedding tears. I don't understand that magic, Matt. But that was yeah, that one's a fun ride. And if I can capture any bit of that magic, then I think I'm doing something well. You Will White with the Cradle series is a bit of an inspiration. Um yeah, I think those are some of the big ones, you know.
Mm. Mm. Very cool. Um, so let me ask some generic questions that everybody asks. Um,
Yes.
what's your plotter and pantser ratio?
I'm aggressively a plotter. Um,
Hmm.
and like almost to the point where at times I've like planned the fun out of the writing process,
Mm.
which which like I've learned that that's not a good thing to do, you know?
No.
Yeah, so now I'm trying to get a little bit more. I like the idea of I've heard a few people they say that they have tent poles, you know, they have
Yeah.
kind of guideposts that they
Yeah.
work towards in between, but they leave enough room in between to play in, you know?
Yes.
And I think that's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I've got the the broad strokes of the trilogy planned out, even though I'm serializing book 1 right now.
Yeah.
I've got ideas for other like books, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I don't ever walk into writing without
Yeah.
some idea of where things are going,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So is it going to be a trilogy, and that's it, or are you leaving room for more?
It's going to be a trilogy and it will feel complete.
Okay. Cool.
If I write it all and like people are really digging it and like
Hmm.
are banging down the door for something
Yeah.
else in the same universe, I definitely have ideas that could work in the same universe, you know. But I've also got ideas that are completely different. So
Oh,
we'll see how
awesome.
things go, you know.
Awesome. Um, just because it came to mind. Do you know Amy Cormack? Have you met Amy Cormack?
Oh, bro. Annie
Yeah.
is the man. Annie
Okay.
Annie used to listen to my YouTube show and like
Yep.
demand a podcast, and then he wrote a short
Oh.
story called "The Last Voice You'll Ever Hear," and the last voice you'll ever hear is Nicholas Fuller. Like
Oh,
in
awesome.
his story, it's me. Like,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's great because we have a question modeled off one of the times he came on our show, which is about maps in books. So I figured we don't ask this question enough, so we're going to ask the question. The question is, maps in books, yay or nay?
Somebody else's, sure, I'm not against
Yeah.
it. In mine, I'm not gonna do it. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess it depends on the book too. I feel
Yeah.
like if there's not a map in any of the Lord of the Rings books and they're making that big journey, I'm way lost. You know.
Yeah.
But that's because like those books are a travel log with second breakfast. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
like the journey was very
Yeah.
pivotal. But I think like a lot of books could do without a map,
Yeah.
but you know, it
Yeah.
depends. It depends.
Yeah. Well, I think Annie said he said he likes them, but they're not always, relevant. Like you don't always need them,
Yeah.
which is funny because I just, started reading his arc for his book coming out, and you open to the first
Nice.
page and it's a map. Yeah.
Well, it better be relevant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Well,
No, it's good too.
I personally, as someone who's read a lot of fantasy growing up, I think I can definitely agree. If they add something to the story,
Yeah.
if you can get something out of it, then perfect. But don't just put
Sure.
one there because you feel like you have to have one there.
Hmm.
Right. Right.
You
Have you
know,
read
like just
yeah, I'm just thinking about like books like that. Have you read Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames?
No.
I have not.
Oh,
No.
I bet you two would love that. You should go check it out. But
Okay.
I mean, they do
Okay.
go on a journey, but I don't feel like the map would. I don't think that there's a map in it,
Yeah.
and like, you know, it doesn't. That's not the important part. The important part is the wackiness of the characters and
Yeah.
stuff, and like, yeah,
Yeah. No, well,
Awesome. I'll
like,
have to check it out.
and not
yeah,
to plug my work too much, but Ryan, if you hold up my book, no,
yeah,
I,
yeah. Put that on your shoulder. What are you doing?
yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
Cora,
Ooh.
hardcover.
I
Right in
made
there.
Ah.
I made a map for it, but it was
There you go.
only for me to map out where she's going because like I go she goes north, she goes south. Like you don't need to, And if you really want to
Sure.
know, you can go to Google Earth and type in the Blue Mountains of Australia, and that's what it's basically modeled off. So,
Nice.
uh,
Nice.
but I needed a map for me for my sanity to map out her
Yeah.
journey, but the book doesn't need one, so I didn't put it in there.
Well, that I think is a different thing though. I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't have some reference notes that don't actually make it into your book, are you even writing? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's it. Yeah,
Like yeah, yeah.
yeah. Cool. So what are you working on now? Are you still working on like the next two, the next three, or what? Like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, so yes, I'm working on getting bam, that
yeah.
guy actually in print,
Yep.
right? That's gonna be a thing. I'm gonna make it available only on my like exclusively on my website, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to buy it and get it signed and whatnot. It will make its way to Amazon, but not until after full length novel one makes its way to
All right.
Amazon.
Okay. Yep.
Um, yeah. So that'll be a thing. I'm serializing that full-length novel, the first in the Penguin Star series, right now on Patreon. Eventually, it's going to be on Royal Road also, but Patreon will always have the advanced chapters and will always be the place where you can be the first to read it. Um, and yeah, they're putting out chapters, at least one chapter a week right now, and that's just going to continue in perpetuity until the whole
Mhm.
trilogy is done. Um, so that's gonna be the thing. Also, like my own interview show, working on a little bit of like a rebrand and restructure. So
Cool.
that's gonna be a thing coming up like later this year. Gonna be like right now, I post just on my Nicholas W Fuller YouTube channel, but I want to
Yep.
make it available as a podcast and
Yep.
on YouTube, and gonna brand it as the Nerdy Nebula. So
Oh,
that'll
awesome.
be pretty fun,
Well,
right?
if you're looking for a guest, I'll sign up.
There we go. There we go. All right. All right.
Add it to the long list. I don't know how many guests people you have reaching out, but we have a lot.
Yeah.
So get used to that. If you're going to do that, people will come knocking.
Yeah. No, I know that well. Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
Like I said to Jamie yesterday when we were hanging out, I said it's strange how we used to have to beg people to come on when we first started, and now
Yeah.
it's the opposite. We have people begging to come on, and that
Yeah.
can show obviously the growth that you've had,
Yeah.
and that
Right.
we must be doing something right to get,
Yeah.
the amount of. I mean, there was a time. There's times where we record like 3 or 4 episodes a week sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
that because we want to get to everyone. We want to,
Mm.
and like I said, me and Jamie are not working at the moment, so we may as well take advantage of that time and
Yeah.
get as many
Well, there you go.
interviews done as possible. So,
Mm.
There you
but
go.
yeah, it's truly a massive honor to have people wanting to
Yeah.
jump on and have a chat with us, and yeah,
Right.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
So what do you say? We head into the bonus section, but now there's an option. We have created
Mm-hmm.
a story pitch, which is hard mode for those that want to play. What if they want to pitch us a story? We set the parameters. Well, technically they set the parameters, but they're randomized. Or
Okay.
it's the standard 6 questions that we ask people. It's completely up to you.
I kind of want. Well, I feel like I'm obligated to go with the hard mode. Like, I mean, I have
You don't have to.
just because. No. I mean, if this is the new hotness, I want the new hotness. You
You
know.
want the new hotness?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll bring it up.
It's randomized, so beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop.
Oh, it's not. Well, it's more so you get to choose. So I'll bring it
All
up.
right.
We'll have again.
All right.
Okay. So this is called the story pitch.
All right.
We have 4 sections.
Oh, this is fun. Okay.
So basically, we've got a list. Me and Ryan have access to the list. You don't. Um, so you're going to
Nice,
pick a
nice.
number between 1 and 6 for the setting. Same for the
Yep.
genre. Same for the main character's
Yep.
profession. And
Okay.
if you want to get a little crazy,
Yep.
then you can have an addition to the whole thing.
This is actually super fun. Have you ever heard of NYC Midnight? It's like a flash. Well, they do like short stories, but also like flash fiction competition. But they do like a similar. They give you like these different pieces, and you have to work with it in a short amount of time. It's exciting. But no, this is great. Okay, all right. I'm gonna do setting number 1. I'm gonna do genre 3. I'm gonna do main character's progression 4, and we're adding the additional option 6.
Okay, so give me that again. You got 1, 3.
1.
I've just read option 6, so that's going to be
Yep.
awesome.
1, 3,
Yeah.
4 and
4,
6.
and
4 and
6.
6. Okay, cool. All right. So the setting, all right,
Yep.
is a
Killer.
space
All right.
station. Space station.
Perfect.
Okay.
Love it already. Okay, space station.
Give them the genre, Ryan, which was 3.
Fantasy, which is right up your wheelhouse.
A little bit harder to max to 2, but I'm down. Okay. All right.
Oh, you wait till you get to optional edition 6. Then you're gonna have a
All
real
right.
good job.
Okay.
Profession 4.
Or profession. Okay, you're an author. The character is an author.
All right. All right.
Are you ready for 6?
Uh,
Do you want to kind of create a story out of this now, and then get
No.
thrown in, or you want it right now?
I want the additional.
Okay.
Okay, so your optional edition, you pick number
Yep.
6. The
Yep.
story needs to contain the entire cast of Hamilton the musical.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Alexander Burr.
So you've got
My name is
a
Alexander
fantasy
Hamilton.
set on a space station. Your main character is an author,
yeah.
and it has to include the entire cast of the musical Hamilton.
All right. I feel like we kind of need to add the cheat mode of like on the space station, they've got to have a holodeck, and that's how we're getting like the cast of Hamilton in like the
okay,
fantasy setting, you know?
Okay, I like
So
it.
I think that our character, the author, is like a holodeck program writer, and like they are writing a new fantasy story that features the cast of Hamilton in song. I will not attempt to write the raps because Lin-Manuel Miranda is a fucking wizard, and
Yeah.
like I am not at that level. But yeah, I think that's what we're doing here. So let's I mean our author character needs some conflict, so Lin-Manuel spent like 6 years writing Hamilton, so I think this dude has spent some time. In fact, I think the cast of Hamilton are not even like part of his part of the thing that he's writing. They're actually just like his imaginary friends and like his muses. You know, he loads them into his holodeck as he's trying to like program a new fantasy story to like just kind of help him, and then yeah, Aaron Burr is just like just trying to like not pick a side, right? And of course like yeah, Hamilton and oh, who's the Mulligan? Yeah, the Rough Rider dude,
Yeah,
he's
I can't think of his name. I know who
yeah,
you mean though.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he's like, nah, bro, just like kick down the door, get in there, finish this shit, right? And like Aaron Burr's like, maybe we should spend more time editing. I don't know, it doesn't seem ready to me, right?
Oh, this turned out way too well.
Yeah. I think this is where we're going,
Okay.
But again, he's been spending like way so much time trying to develop this story, this new holodeck program, that like he's kind of like down on his luck, and he believes in it, but like his girlfriend was like, dude, you spend too much time, like, and if you're only going to be here at the holodeck and not come out of this holodeck into the rest of the space station, see the real world, like, what am I even doing here? And he's like, no, baby, like, believe in the dream, and like, I'm gonna write my way out. I'm gonna write my way out. And like, she's like, no, babe. Like, we've been together for 11 years and you haven't proposed to me. This is absurd. Like, I'm out. And I think that's gonna. So apparently we're writing a romance here in space. Well, no, you said that it's a fantasy. Son of a
Yeah.
bitch. All right, hang
Yes,
on. Hang on.
you got to add some fantasy elements to it.
I need a magic system. I need a magic system.
Just put a dragon in there, you'll be fine.
There, you're right. All right, yeah. And then a dragon flies by the window of the space station. Done. Like, there's my pitch, huh? Like,
I think that's quite well done.
thank you.
I think that's
Thank you.
quite well done.
Yeah.
For our first try, I think that's pretty damn impressive.
And I think a lot of people are going to try and the more if they listen to the show and then they're going to come on, they're going to want to do this, but they're not going to know what all these
Right.
numbers are, and it's almost like a bingo card,
Right.
So now that they
Right.
know that number 6 is Hamilton, they can try and craft their own.
Okay.
But
I was going to ask if you're going to like change the numbers for each thing, but if you leave it, I feel like that you like that's a.
I think I will, and then the more I think the more it happens, the more we do it, I think we'll add more elements. Maybe like now you can choose between 1 and 10. And I think me and Ryan will work together to add some weird stuff in there.
This is good. I like this concept. This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being our guinea pig.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for laughing at my ridiculousness. I'm glad. Yeah.
It's great. I can't wait to do it more. Unless you want, do you want to play again?
If anyone's game.
Well, here's the question: Do you want to play again? If you've got time, do you want to play? Do you want to do a 2 round?
Let's go round 2, baby. Let's do it.
Just for fun.
Just for fun.
We'll do a round 2. I'll bring it
so
back.
We did 1, 3, 4,
1,
6,
3, 4,
right?
and 6. Yeah.
All right. I think let's do it the other way. Let's do 6, 4, 3, 1.
6, 4, 3, 1. Okay. So the setting is small country town. Small country town. It is
just a small town.
And what was the genre number?
The genre was 4.
Right.
Genre is so you've got a small country town. The genre is a thriller or mystery. So thriller/mystery.
All right.
Oh, this is lining up too perfectly for you. Because his profession is a serial killer on the run.
Oh, well, okay, that's good for thriller. Yep.
And what was the optional edition?
1.
So, and there you go. So the optional edition, the story has to feature an urban legend figure.
So, like Freddy versus Jason, or like It, or whatever. It's just this one. This one's gonna make too much sense.
Have you? This one's gonna make too. Yeah, yeah. This one's not gonna have the dragon flying out front of the space station. No, no, no. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Um, I'm kind of thinking of like a very different like urban legend.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of like? Have you heard like the Florida Man stories? Like this.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
yes, yeah,
Florida
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's yeah.
Right, right. Okay, perfect, perfect. So the urban legend figure I think is Florida Man. So
yeah.
it'll be like a small. So Florida is weird too.
Yeah.
There's like Miami is its own thing. There's like the I-4 corridor like between Tampa and Orlando, and then there's Tallahassee, and but then like the I-4 corridor between Tampa and Orlando and then Miami, like right in the middle of there is nothing. There is nothing. And I'm sure, yeah, like I think Australia, the middle of Australia,
Yeah.
there's nothing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So you're familiar with this concept. So they're like right in the middle of there is going to be one of our like small country towns. And
Okay.
so I guess our serial killer used to be in Miami.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Right? And used to chop people up and drop them out in the ocean with his boat, but now people are onto him. This does line up really nicely, doesn't it?
Yes.
Right?
I don't think
Right?
you could have picked any better numbers, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, yeah, I did get easy mode this time. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, Dexter's in the middle of Florida trying to get away. Yeah, right. There's a story. Easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like Dexter, you'll like this one, you know?
Yeah.
He's just
Oh
running.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how's the
And
urban legend figure gonna?
Oh, well, Florida Man
Well,
is gonna
that's the
pop up
Florida
and do
man.
something ridiculous. Yeah, Florida Man is going to you know, he'll be running away from the cop that's like, "Surprise, motherfucker." And then and then in front of like Dexter will be like a man wrestling an alligator, or like, killing 20 boa constrictors in the Everglades, and
Mhm.
then I don't know, sex with a pig or whatever completely absurd like thing because it's Florida Man, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent.
There you go.
I like it. Well done.
Surprise, motherfucker. Yeah. Yeah. We got it.
Well done. You've
We
made the
got it.
game. I think we're going to stick with this a lot more now.
Yeah.
And
I think
Ryan,
it's a good game.
if you ever come up with any more ideas or random, I know there's
Mhm.
one thing on there that you highly approve of, but that's a Easter egg for that's a teaser for other people that are going to play the game. But
You're
thank
gonna
you.
have to tell me after we end the recording. I got to know yeah.
Okay, maybe,
Yeah. Yeah.
but if
All right.
if you ever come back on, we're gonna have to change the whole list. You
Yeah.
know that,
Yeah. All
right?
right. True. All
we can
right.
al-
We'll
we can
save
al-
it
we can
for
al- we can
a
always
repeat.
make the
Yeah.
numbers
Yeah.
different.
Randomize it even further.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's it. Awesome. Well, thank
You
you.
could really like mess with people with the genres and be like, no, it's all of them are
Yeah.
romantasy for
Yeah.
you. Enjoy.
Yeah.
You know.
We could do that. That'd be funny. But yeah, well, thank you so much for joining us. It has been so
Thank
much
you.
fun. Thank you for being our 100th interview.
Yeah. Yeah. My pleasure. It's been a delight. You guys are a lot of fun.
Well, we'll do what most podcasts do, and we'll give you the floor
Mhm.
to plug yourself, your channel, your books, your whatever you want. The floor is yours. Let our listeners and viewers know anything you want them
Perfect.
to know.
Well, if you've liked my particular brand of ridiculousness, you can definitely go subscribe to more. My website, nicholaswfuller.com, nicholaswfuller.com. That's got all the links to everything. That's a good place to find my Patreon, which is, if you want to, there's a free tier on my Patreon, which I do like a video newsletter once a month and share like some things along the way. But there's a few different paid tiers where you can be the very first to read the Sanguine Stars series. Also, if you subscribe on that $3 paid tier, then you can get Shattered, the Prelude novella included. So no additional cost there. My YouTube channel, also Nicholas W Fuller. You want to go subscribe if you like my particular brand of ridiculousness. There's lots more there. Talked with some cool people along the years as I've done my own interviews, like Travis Baldry, Adrian Gibson, Joshua Walker, Rob J. Hayes. Yeah. and I guess I'm on all the different social medias. You can follow me there. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's hang out more. Let's get to know each other. Thank you guys for having me. Thanks everyone for listening. I've had a great time, and I hope to see folks again.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely have to network more. Because we both love indie stuff. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excellent, guys. Well, all the links will be down in the show notes. Remember to check out our sponsors, Rebecca Castles and Martin Kearns. They've got some great stuff out. If you want to reach out, thetrueandthefictional@gmail.com. But remember, we've got a pretty big list to get through. But I found recently that if people keep reaching out, then I can get them all because it's worked. It's just hard because it's me and Ryan doing these things, and then you got a long list. And I encourage people to press us a little bit, and we'll get you on because we want to talk to everyone. And Ryan wants more books to read.
I do. I want more books to read.
And he also wants you to buy his shirt.
Buy my shirt.
Living the dream shirt. Support his kitty cats that didn't make the episode today. But,
No, I think they're both in with my wife in the bedroom at the moment, so or they're lurking around somewhere. I don't know.
That's it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, Nicholas, for joining us, and keep supporting those indie authors, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
See you next time.